Off stream.
All right, it's
Only
not
for you.
safe for work apparently.
No.
Understandable. This match has a lot of implications. So, well, maybe not for Wildcard Gaming. They've pretty much solidified themselves in the middle of the pack. But if they win out, technically speaking, if there was a major, they would actually contest for that #2 spot. And it is very possible that they win out, considering that they're not playing any of the top echelon teams.
They absolutely could get a tiebreaker for second, and even without a major, you know, there's still DPC points on the line. A slight jump in the prize pool, which is marginal compared to the relative points, which is way more valuable. And when we get further on in the season, just a couple of 100 points difference can mean a lot, especially in an NA region now that's more competitive. Having a second place from one of the divisions could be the tiebreaker. So I definitely think Wildcard should be giving it their all here to try to get a second place.
Oh, no doubt. And we should mention, before you go on with the lineups, because I know you're going to talk for 10 minutes straight.
No worries.
But from the other side, Simply TOOBASED, they are bottom of the pack along with Black and Yellow. But the thing is, like, this match is, and Arkosh, but the thing is, the interesting is they play each other, Black and Yellow and Simply TOOBASED, as the last match of the season, basically. So it's looking more likely that matchup, the loser of it and Arkosh will likely be the bottom two. And the reason I say that is because Arkosh, they play Undying, which likely to be lost. And then the one that they have a better chance at is against 4 Zoomers. They would have to, either way, it would be an upset.
Yeah,
but
for sure.
Still, a lot of implications on this game as well.
And I do think when you look at how the overall season has gone so far, the one team that is currently set to be in the bottom of the bracket that shouldn't be there based on how their series have gone is Black and Yellow. So I think for Simply TOOBASED, they need to up their average performance to be favored in that as their next matchup. But of course, if they can get off with a win here, that would be amazing for them. But most people clearly
to give you an idea, Cinderin, I mean, right now, Simply TOOBASED has played one series less, which is why we're watching them now. But they're 1-4. Black and Yellow is 1-5, right? Yeah. So if they lose this, they'll be tied 1-5. But the game differential is crazy. Simply TOOBASED is 2-8, and Black and Yellow, who are technically last right now, are 6-11. They've won a lot of single games, just not series.
They beat EG 2-1, and then they've won a game in 4 other of their series that they've lost. So they've only been 2-0'd once, basically. Which is a good sign for a team in the bottom. It means that they have a very good chance at winning against the other lower ranked teams, such as Simply TOOBASED. But let's have a look at the game at hand here. A little bit of an off-brand pick coming in from Wildcard Gaming. Want to highlight a little bit Brewmaster as an ultimate last pick in this game. The panel was talking about dispelling Bloodlust, which is nice. I wonder if there's some sort of underlying just timing here that they're planning for with. You get Terrorblade with Metamorphosis and his first item, Brew split with Ags, and then Quap with her first item. You go get Roche and you just try to push high ground if you're like trying to play that fast, because it's a little bit of an odd approach when you're playing against a lineup that is so mid-game heavy, right? Luna, Lesh, Beast as your mid-game team, and the supports are Ogre, Snap. I think Brewmaster is... There's 2 ways of looking at it. Either it's a really bold choice and you're trying to win the fights, or you're picking it specifically to stay afloat when things get scary in that mid-game.
Well, what do you think the reason is we don't see Brew more? Because I find, I mean, the build is kind of one-dimensional these days because it feels like Ags is a necessity.
Yeah, it's
because
crazy
it is
good.
Crazy good. Yeah. But why is he not picked? Because when it is used, it feels very powerful. It just feels like you literally can never kill him. He's just a nuisance in fights constantly.
I guess part of the problem is he gets countered by BKB. Even when he has a lot of net worth, it's annoying for him to deal with. His damage output is very situational. Even if you get off a good split, you know, it takes a lot of time to deal your damage. So essentially when you're picking Brew offlane, you're 90% picking it for control. And a lot of the more favored heroes of this patch are heroes that, you know, have kill threat. Like, you see heroes like the Beastmaster that we have in this game, or Mars, that just go in and burst someone and get you ahead in the fight. Brewmaster needs... He's more conditional, right? He needs the fight to develop, he needs time to cast Split and run in, and if you get Dagger, you can get countered by any sort of stun or silence. You're not inherently that tanky if you do get caught. So, he definitely has his weaknesses. But his strengths are incredible when they play out. Then he can look like the best hero in the game. But it just doesn't happen all that often.
So it will be the Luna versus Terrorblade matchup. Eve, a.k.a. Yamson. I'll call him Eve, though.
Yep.
Playing the TB this time around. And he's going to be laning against Little Nick's Beastmaster. It looks like this courier might get sniped by Sammy Boy. Indeed. And now we have the Nightmare as he just walks away.
Damn, that's like 2 nightmares in a row.
TB? Yeah, that's true.
First you kill their pet, and then you
on the courier.
nightmare them. That's...
Yeah.
Man, just want to wake up.
I wonder if what they see in the nightmare is their courier getting killed again. All right, moving on with the awkward silence. But yeah, how is this matchup for TB in the lane versus the Beast generally?
It's good. This is not good, though.
Caster Curse, if I've ever seen one. Pops his wand, will live, but feels like the meta is going to be somewhat wasted, although there's a sal from Sammy Boy.
The matchup against Beast is nice for a couple of reasons. You have a lot of armor, and Beastmaster's damage in lane is physical with the Boars and the Aura. And later when you cast Reflection, obviously that benefits you as well against Beast. So I would say this is one of the favorite carries to pick against Beastmaster. It really is a feel-good matchup. Yeah, it was a little bit scary there, but keep in mind, Bane wasn't there, and they got the perfect go on him, and he still didn't die. So
yeah, true.
That's kind of showcases how tanky the hero is against the right composition. And Beastmaster Snap, you know, Snap very physical as well. It chooses not to get Little Shredder for that reason. Going 2-2-0 build, not very popular right now, but in the right game.
Yeah, it is a lot of magic damage, but yeah, you're right. The armor. Oh, Ryoya getting gone on a bit by Ask, who is level 6 on the Quap.
Oh, he was 5 mana short for Sonic. He would have killed him there.
Oh yeah, you're right. Talk to me about Queen of Pain, because the panel, we can piggyback off their conversation. Do you just think the hero is too overpowered right now? I know it's picked a lot, and nobody seems to think that there's any counter other than ganking.
Okay, so what happened to Quap?
It feels like maybe it could use a tweak, but you know, as bottom lane, we got to hold that thought. Empyrean looks to be dead. So first blood the way of Divine Llama.
So to try to recap what's happened to Quap, she got a couple of buffs, right? And then the item build that most Quaps go for was, I don't want to say discovered, but also just got better with the Kai Assange build-up and the talents you pick. On top of that, some of her strongest counters got nerfed. You know, one of the classic heroes against Quap, Dragon Knight, got nerfed a lot. So we never really see that picked as a counter. Puck got nerfed as well, one of the classic counters. It still gets picked, but it's less good. So overall, you know, your hero gets buffed and all of the primary mid lane counters get nerfed. That's the recipe for rising from like a mid-tier pick to just absolute top in Dota. It doesn't take very much. Sometimes a 10% change can just be everything for a lane dominator, and that's what Quap's been experiencing, right? So yeah, very, very strong
I can't believe I'm saying this, but I kind of miss Dragon Knight mid. It felt like he was obviously picked every now and then, but then people discovered that, hey, I can pick him off lane, get half the farm, and still have the same impact on the game. Along with all the nerfs that came. So now we're not seeing Dragon Knight at all.
Yeah, that hero got over-nerfed in my opinion. Definitely got over-nerfed. A similar hero that did not get over-nerfed, which is being picked all the time right now, is Timbersaw. True. He's just a better Dragon Knight in lane, right? He's way tankier, he comes online faster, and he wins a lot of matchups. Dragon Knight stays afloat, and what he offers instead of Timber is he has a targeted stun and he has more tower damage, but Timbersaw is like better at everything else. Tankier, more damage, more mobility, more farm. So, you know, it really needs to be a good case for DK to be a better pick than Timber in more or less any game.
Yeah, it feels more situational. I can't believe we're talking about Dragon Knight for this long, but I guess that's our cast in a nutshell. But like that single target stun being able to be combined with something else, like an arrow or whatever the case may be, where it's somewhat situational to be able to set it up to like a high degree where Timbersaw, obviously no stun, but just ridiculous amounts of damage and basically unkillable in the right game.
Gonna see
this tier 1 tower taken out here.
Yeah, we're gonna see a trade. Like this is, if you were watching Pro Dota 2 years ago, this was literally every game. One team takes the enemy's safe lane tower and you do the same to them. It still happens occasionally. Nowadays, sometimes teams defend their safe lane towers a little bit more, or they specifically have a tailored strategy that's just better at it than the enemy team. But this time around, both teams are equally quick, and they just get that trade-off. Empyrean is very dead in the river. Esk will take this kill.
Second death for him. A lot of TPs mid, though, as they're going to try to go on Ryoya. They get the nice lift from Alex, and it looks like that's going to be the death of Ryoya eventually. And the last track takes the tumble. Double kill for Esk, as he is off to quite the start.
Yep, he's 2-0, 47 CS. Hasn't used ulti yet.
Oh, Divine Llama is top net worth, by the way. Wow. He's having himself a game.
Yeah, I'm a bit surprised this bottom lane for Wildcard went this well. You're playing against Luna Ogre. Pretty powerful lane, I would say, against Brewmaster. You know, you have the Luna with the right clicks and the aura. you have a beefy frontliner in Ogre, but I guess Rubik just offset it very nicely with Fate Bolt, and they didn't really get to pressure as much as they would have liked. Part of it could also be because of the way Luna's play right now. Like, the meta is to go super farm heavy with this 1-2-3 build, and if you go for that, you're not going to dominate a Brewmaster nearly as much. The thing that crushes Brew in lane is if Luna goes something like 2-0-2 or even 3-0-2 and just beams him all the time. He's a melee hero with no way of regenerating. Brew split.
Lil Nick is going to face the first primal split of the game. Lil Nick has been having a good game in terms of farm, but will be put to a stop here temporarily. It looks like the Satyr will be the next on the list. So all top 3 net worths on the side of Wildcard game, but they're not, in terms of the carries, similar farm at the very least. Ollie, AK. I mean, this is Boris, right? Am I an idiot?
That's Boris.
I'm pretty sure this is Boris.
Yeah.
Ollie, aka Boris, having himself still a very good game so far.
Yeah, I think he's been the standout player for Simply TOOBASED for me in the games that I have watched. Consistent, gets a lot of farm on his carries. Their games have, you know, not had the most bright outcomes most of the time, but this has generally been the thing that they've been doing a good job at, is setting him up for success. Nightmare on Ogre. Esk could go for this. Yes, Sonic. I think he will.
Yep, gets off the Scream. Fire Blast to follow for Empyrean. Gets saved by the Cookie. Esk, there's the Sonic Wave. It is enough to secure the kill, although Alex technically getting that last hit.
God, I love this Arcana. It's so good. Best set ever made for the game.
So good every time.
Still.
Wait, what was the... Yeah, I think Drow is pretty close. I know
Drow's
you and I had
too.
this discussion.
It's very good
Yeah,
as
they're
well.
top 2 for me. I don't own either of them, by the way.
I have the Quap, and it is just chef's kiss in terms of in-game cosmetics.
Ooh, Sammy boy. He does have Fiend's Grip. Doesn't look like has the proper vision, though. To
Like
be able
this
to
a lot
secure
from
that
Esk.
kill.
Pops the double damage, gets to work on mid-tower. Even if the siege creep wasn't coming, I think they would have done this anyway. So just trying to squeeze out all the advantage they can with that double damage. Getting mid-tower minute 11 with their lineup. Very, very good without Brew Split.
Yeah, and they're going to smoke up now. Flea going to break the Sammy boy portion of the smoke as he goes to the high ground. Little Nick has a little bit of vision here to work with. Oh, it's actually going to dodge the scatter blast, but Cookie will connect. Esk jumps in very aggressively. Looks like Flea is going to be the first to fall here. Another kill for Alex, just randomly getting these kills as he has stolen Mortimer's Kisses. It gets canceled, but not before he secures himself the double kill. Empyrean looks to be next on the list. Will Alex get the triple? No! Esk steals it from his support Rubik. 3K net worth lead for Wildcard Gaming. 8-0. Not looking too good.
Oh, that is one of the best spells to steal on Rubik. It feels so good. A lot of the time, this is a very difficult spell to steal because Snapfire will naturally, most of the time, stand really far behind a fight and use it. But here, Flea's positioning, he takes a step back and casts it here. Very easy for Rubik to grab it when he's in melee range effectively with their team. And you bet he wants to use this twice before it expires. Alex will call for a smoke. This is like one of the single highest damage spells you can get on Rubik. You have no animation, obviously, on activating it, which is minor, but you have Arcane Supremacy. The spell amp and the cast range is just amazing.
Yep. Only level 1 Arcane Supremacy right now, but still 14% is 14%.
Yep.
With the extra cast range to work with. You can see the smoke bottom from Wildcard. Ryoya.
Yeah,
They
he's
do
in trouble.
spot
They have
him.
grip.
See if they can try to go from Fiend's Grip. Very long range despite not having Aether Lens. And Eve from the low ground, able to get the right clicks off. Ryoya goes down again. So a bit of a rough game for Ryoya. Lesh is definitely one of his better heroes, though, as you see. Alex get yet. How many kills does he have? He's 4-0 with 4 assists.
The cast range on Fate Bolt when you have Lens, he only has level 1 Arcane Supremacy. It's like off screen when he casts that on the Snapfire. It's going to be the 11th kill.
Looks to be next, although Ollie's in the vicinity. You can see the Ignite used by Alex, so was stolen Divide Llama.
Good stick
No
charges,
ult to
actually.
work with. And it's going to have to back out. Has that Urn in combination with Cinder Brew. Pretty dirty combo.
If I ever make a beer
Wildcard.
brand, Shannon, I will call it Cinder Brew. You have my word.
Okay, I will be sure not to try it.
I will, of course, spell it differently. I just had to say that because you probably didn't get the joke, because you don't get jokes, but...
Oh, I just got...
I knew I had to specify. It's like, come on, man.
Wow.
Oh.
I just got it. That's pretty good. Okay, maybe I will try it because it's such a clever pun. Cinderin.
I'm all about that.
Cinder Brew. See? I have to spell it out for all the other people. Thank you, production. God. You're just so smart.
And then you ask why I'm quiet half the cast. Like, what can I even say? You know, I can't make a basic joke when you don't pick it up. Like, it's...
Well,
this is why we need a live audience. Then I can cast to them. They can laugh, and then you'll laugh along and not get the joke. But you'll laugh, and then you can pretend.
I feel like the way that you delivered it was not correct, though. You need to emphasize Cinder Brew. Like that.
No.
If you just say Cinder Brew, you're just saying the spell.
No, because if you over-deliver a joke like that, it's not subtle enough. And then you sound way too proud of your joke. That's okay. It wasn't that
My
great.
entire career is based off of overdoing jokes.
That is true.
I think you'll be fine. Fiend's Grip onto Little Nick. Inside the river as Esk is here to finish things off.
Kill him.
Although Sammy Boy, yeah, he's taking a lot of damage from the Mortimer's Kisses, but we'll walk it off eventually. So another pickoff for Wildcard Gaming, and
that's Flea.
Simply TOOBASED have yet to find a kill.
Did you watch the segment when Slacks did the game with us that we talked about?
No.
We did the guess a forehead game with Talent. We were really good. We got everyone right except guess who? Flea. None of us got. And he was the guy who inspired the game. This could be the first kill of the game for TOOBASED.
Yeah, the stun lock is there. Scatterblast ends up netting the kill. And Alex able to steal Scatterblast, but here comes Esk. We'll see how much this is going to cost Simply TOOBASED. If it's just an Ogre, they'll take it. And it looks like that's going to be the case. And we have a TP onto the outpost now from Sammy Boy. No Fiend's Grip for another minute. Ryoya in the vicinity, but Telekinesis was on cooldown for another second, so not able to net themselves another kill. 7K net worth lead at 16 minutes. Potential shellacking. I mean, what does Simply TOOBASED need to do to get back into this game? I mean, Ollie's somewhat keeping up, but the rest of his team is kind of way off.
I think the primary problem is that they haven't really found a structured team fight, right? Most of the fights of the game have been skirmishes, 2 or 3 heroes at a time, and those ones are really great have been great for Brewmaster, they're good for Quap, Rubik, and Bane. And for Simply TOOBASED, their lineup really wants something bigger where they group up around Lesh and Beastmaster so that Snapfire can perform her ult, so that they can use Eclipse. But that's also part of what you pay for when you go for this Luna, right? It just takes time. So your other 4 heroes ideally want to fight together, and I don't think this is a lineup issue. I just think they've been flat out outplayed, outnumbered, and outmaneuvered on the fights, and they have to be able to meet with matching numbers and get some sort of initiation once in a while. And this time around, Ollie...
Yeah, Empyrean runs in to Eve and company. He's going to be the sacrifice, trying to save Ollie's life, and he'll be successful, so well worth it for him. But now we're going to see Aghanim Scepter already online for Divine Llama as Ryoya are going to show it off here. He looks to be mega dead on the Lesh. Down he goes. And they actually lift Flea as well, so very easy 2 kills here. Again for Alex.
Yeah.
I guess these steals are pretty high value. Everything he's stealing is just massive damage.
That guy we just had on screen there, Little Nick, I think this is his quietest game that I've seen so far this season as well. He's 0-3-0 on Beastmaster. How often do you play a game with this hero for 17 minutes without finding a kill? That is rough. Like, you want to go out of your laning stage and start taking top tower and then dominate the enemy jungle, and he's just been flushed out every time.
Oh, this might be it.
Off.
Loosen Beam slows down Sammy Boy, but there's the Nightmare. Sammy Boy does fall, though. So Little Nick technically was there for an assist, Cinderin.
Yep. Good.
No goose egg any longer.
Are goose eggs shaped more like a 0 than other eggs?
Yeah, I don't know why that saying exists. I think they're just very large.
And 0 is a very large number. All right, that checks out.
Yeah. If you want, we can change the animal to ostrich or something like that. As Divine Llama is going to pop his second charge of Primal Split. In he goes. You're going to find the stun onto Ryoya to start things out, but he doesn't really have a lot of follow-up. And Esk jumps in. Sonic Wave is available. Empyrean would die if he wanted to use it here, but saving it for a better target, potentially. Esk. Ollie. Okay, there's the Primal Roar. They're going to find Eve. They do so successfully. That is a huge kill. But now Esk might be able to clean up. Ollie showing off that newly picked up BKB. It's a 2 for 2. Might not be over, though. Ryoya, all right. Yules is going to set things up, but the Split Earth misses. Esk still might be taken out, though. Pops that illusion rune. Looks like Ollie's going to find his way to the grave. Alex is godlike right now.
He's meleeing them with Rubik with Pulse Nova. He was trying to steal Split Earth and got it too late, and then he just killed them all with Pulse. How often do you see Rubik meleeing the enemy team and winning? But there you go. Alex, 907.
This takes me back, man. Yeah, 907. This is like a mid Rubik, it feels like.
Kinda, yeah. Damn. Honestly, that was the first fight for Simply 2-Based in this game where they grouped up and got something done, right? If only they weren't this far behind, this could have looked a lot better. But you see, being 5 together, finally getting a good roar that they find there on Eve coming in, just waddles into the Beastmaster, essentially, gets roared and blasted here. He just keeps... You know, he's getting a little bit too close for comfort here. Snap ult roar, Eclipse, easy pick. But despite all of that, they still didn't win the fight.
Yeah.
So, troublesome.
Well, we did officially get the 420, so that's one benefit of this game, I suppose. Wildcard Gaming just showing that they're on a different level. Been really impressed with them all season long.
Oh, little Nick running into standing.
Not a lot of people gave credit to is, Divide Llama going to pop that Primal Split to try to create some space to be able to finish off Roshan. Looks like they'll be successful in doing so.
Dude, I can't.
Almost getting the kill. Ryoya is just getting chased by one hero, and he's actually be taken out, but Esk technically did help out there. Empyrean now, that's a double kill secure for Esk, and they get Roshan. They don't even need all their heroes to end up taking these fights successfully.
I'm just sitting here with the biggest smile on my face. This wasn't really what you were watching on the fight, but like, Alex just blinks on top of Beastmaster and starts Pulse Nova. he doesn't care. Yeah. Like, Lil Nick was starting to fight Sammy off on the side on Bane, and Alex comes in for the save as a meleeing Rubik. Look at him! He's literally blinking on top of Luna.
Out the BKB. He might be in trouble here. There is Fiend's Grip.
Yeah, if they check the right, nice Quell. Very nicely done. Quelling into the side and TPing out. That's a good play. They're going to realize now that tree is cut. Alex will ping it out.
Yeah.
All right, they still think he's here. That is mathematically, well, physically impossible. He couldn't go through those trees without cutting one, but yeah, got out. Man, there's just not much good to be said about Simply 2-Based this game. Like, that last fight was something, but you kind of wish for them that they had found an opportunity like that earlier by grouping up for maybe for the top tier 2 or finding a better team smoke with Beastmaster pushing top or something with summons. It's just been all Wildcard. And with the Aegis for 3.5 minutes, Terrorblade Scotty, I think they could go high ground right now. Quap BKB coming out. Let's see what they choose. If they find a good smoke move here and find a couple of picks, I think they might just shove it all the way bottom. They're thinking about it. They're going to go for the wrap. The good defensive warding here from Simply 2-Based will give it away, and they're going to get out. Well, one of them is. Yep. Okay, now 2 are.
2 TPs. Empyrean cancels his TP. Wants to stick around to save Ollie, who doesn't have TP up for another 1 second. There he goes. He can TP now. Do they see him? No.
Close call.
So he actually canceled his TP to make sure that he could create a little bit extra space for Luna to get out.
Oh, look at the damage.
That's a true teammate. Yeah, Ryoya is dead again. Alex didn't get that kill, but he has hit double digits, Cinder, in 10, 0, and 9.
Wait, wasn't Ryoya one of the players that Eve had beef with, or like a grudge against?
I don't know. The NA scene is a...
I feel like he's tipping him every time he kills him, so I'm pretty sure he's targeting Ryoya. If I remember correctly, it was like he used to play in a team with Ryoya, and they kicked him because he wasn't performing well enough, and now he's like, look at me now.
I feel like you could say that about just about anybody in the NA scene.
Look at me now.
Even his...
is it high ground time? Where's Brew?
Meta form. It is running out, though, on meta. Yeah.
All right. They're gonna
and that's one aspect of the Brew split that is not talked about enough. The sieging power of that Earth Panda.
Yep.
Quite strong.
Is he a panda?
I don't know. What the hell is he? What do you call them? Brew... What are they called, actually? Brewing or something? They probably are drunk. That's true. On power, of course.
What animal is that? Is that a real animal?
Remember they came out with him and he looked like a rat?
Yeah.
It was like a panda / rat, and then they changed it within a day to be like brown.
Oh, that's
Bean's
a
grip
grab.
on Lil Nick. Looks like another setup for a successful kill. Divide Llama in the vicinity as well. Can't even get the roar off. Not that he wanted to, but...
Dropping the base.
Thunder Eye. Still a minute to go on Aegis. We'll see where they want to go with this. If they feel confident, I mean, it is 25-4, so a lot of times you don't know if they realize how much they're ahead with the net worth, but I think they should know in this case because of the kills. Being so lopsided, Alex jumps in, gets the telekinesis. Onto Flea, Thunderclap wakes him up, and he's taken out by the illusion. Eve not even bothered to be in the area, is top lane pushing. Has his Scotty, Dragonlance, BKB, and getting close to finishing up his S and Y.
If this game were to end right now, what level of shellacking would you give it?
This is a, let's see, there's Gaben level, which is the bottom of the Gaben. Then there's Gaben's, I'd say Gaben's mustache.
So that's the second highest.
Second highest, yeah.
Right.
Would you disagree with that, Syndra?
Oh, that sounds accurate.
Ryoya TP's out to safety. Let's talk about next patch, Cinder. What do you want to see? What's number one on Cinderan's list?
No, I have a different question. Because now that you've... Oh, hang on. Empyrean is asleep.
Gonna have to hang on. There might be some action here. Sammy Boy has his ult. Just came off cooldown. Empyrean is not even going to be bothered to ult, it looks like, for Sammy Boy. They'll chase him down eventually. Go ahead.
It's trivia time.
Oh, boy.
What is the active of Ring of Aquila called?
Can I say that there is no name?
That's incorrect.
Damn. What is it?
Toggle Aura.
That's basically the same as no name. Come on. That's terrible. That's your worst trivia yet.
Thank you.
Trick question. They're hard enough already. You don't need to...
I'll give you a better one. What's the passive of Scotty?
Trick questions. The passive... Oh, Scotty. Ugh. Wow, this one I have no clue. Slow.
Cold attack. Uh-oh.
All right. Close. Ryoya is surrounded and killed. 28-4.
This time he stole Split Earth. Rubik has the shard as well.
Oh. That's handy.
So he has the telekinesis toss. And then he can... Wait, so what is it? The shard, is that... It
That's
only helps...
It replicates.
It only works on your allies, right? The telekinesis one.
What do you mean only?
It doesn't make it any better for the offensive use. The offensive one doesn't get more throw range, right?
Is dead.
No, it's only on allies.
Let me read it again.
It's only on allies. It doesn't make offensive better, yeah. Lil Nick!
I don't know. I think it does make it longer.
When it's cast on yourself or on allies, you get more range.
Yeah, but then it says, in its own sentence, throw range is 85% longer.
And cooldown is
when
reduced
targeting
by 30%.
allies. You see? You see?
Yeah, that's what I just
Allies
said.
only.
Yes.
I didn't read the rest of the sentence.
Go ahead.
Reading comprehension in America, Cinder, and it's a difficult one.
You would work very well for a tabloid, I think.
Dire's bottom tower is under
Why? Because of my clickbait titles?
You would probably write things in such a way that people already give up after the first 5 words.
Does that help sales in some way?
No,
that they give up reading?
They read the first 5 words and then they just don't read the rest of the sentence because they're like, oh, I know what he means, you know? And then all the actual flavor comes after and nobody reads that. Everybody just reads the first 5 words, right? And then...
Yeah. What would the description, what would the clickbait article name of this game be? I would say Wildcard Gaming, 420s, simply TOOBASED.
That was more than 5 words. If I saw that... Wait, was it? No, that was close. If I saw that title, I would...
You could abbreviate Wildcard. Right, you come up with one better.
No, Shannon,
you're the one that
no. Listen,
pride yourself.
This is. I'll do play-by-play now, and you'll be the analyst. Okay? What can team?
All right, go ahead.
What can simply TOOBASED do to come back into this game, Cinderin?
Well, I'm gonna make the same joke I always do. They can unplug the enemy's computers. Made that joke 1,000 times.
Incorrect. I made it 5 times.
Gonna jump into Alex. That is the 5th kill of the game. He's gonna buy back into the game though, as Ryoya stuck in a world of hurt here. Absolutely destroyed. Now full Fiend's Grip onto Boris. Empyrean trying to cancel, but gets lifted halfway through. And that should do it, I would think. 32-5. Has everybody died now once at least? Let's see. No, Esk is still deathless. Sammy Boy has died twice. Shame on him. He is a Bane, though, so forgivable. Now, Simply TOOBASED does have 3 buybacks, but Ryoya's is not one of them.
I don't think the base police is enough here. I think you gotta bring in the full Royal Air Force for this one to defend Radiant's base.
Royal Air Force. That's so British of you.
Thank you.
It wasn't really a compliment. It wasn't anything, really. It's just a factual statement.
Thank you.
Okay.
Are they actually Raxing with illusions only? He was close. He almost got it. All right.
All right, Aegis.
Into the pit.
Who gets shard, Cinderin? Alex has his. Esk does not. Yeah.
That's actually quite the rarity. We're 30 minutes in and Esk doesn't have it on co-op. Most people buy... Oh, Nick!
Little Nick! Aegis and shard. Beautifully done. Won't really make a difference, but Little Nick. Very well played, my friend. Very, very well played. Oh, blinks out. Still does have his TP.
I'm sure
has not eaten the shard yet. We'll probably give that to a teammate. We'll have to discuss that in just a moment, which also means Esk has to buy his own. Let's see. Snapfire already has his. Luna's has hers. Lesh has his. So it's either Ogre or Beastmaster. And it is Beastmaster. Wait, no. He bought his just now. So their whole team is going to have shards, Cinderin. The Fire Shield is next.
All right. Sammy with the grim outlook. Can always appreciate a little bit of dark humor. Ollie's dead. Ollie's alive.
Just cost him a little bit of money there. Mortimer's Kisses from very far away. They're just going to walk away a little bit here and re-engage. They're going to find their 3rd kill onto Sammy Boy. He's feeding. Buys back, though. And Wildcard, oh, that's a premature BKB from Eve. Maybe a little bit of misclick. And we'll walk away as a big golden boy. Big and juicy. Primal split. I think this is just to potentially disengage. No, they're re-engaging. That is a big ignite from Empyrean, who dies shortly after. Buys back into the game. Esk has a Sonic Wave available. BKB from Ollie, not going to do anything thanks to the Fiend's Grip. And that'll do it for game number 1. It has been over for quite some time, but Simply TOOBASED will lose in game number 1 of this best of 3. Wildcard Gaming looking like they are on a different level, Cinderman.
Yeah, that was... there's no need to sugarcoat it. That was not even remote.